we've come down to the final side to be read out, which is our Premier side. And it's going to be a little bit different tonight. We've got a few guest speakers. And the first one is up, and he's put on the time limit, 20.
Alright, so it's not going to be 2 minutes, it's going to be a bit longer than that. Just what Matt's brought into the club this year is for anyone who's making their debut for Merinda Park First 11, they're going to get a First 11 copper cap. So just so you can see the copper front and First 11 on the back. So it's something that we want everyone to aspire to achieve. So when Matty asked me to come up and present a couple of these caps, he basically said, talk a little bit about, my experience at the club and playing First 11 cricket. So it took me back to 11 or 12 years ago when I first got to the club. The club took a huge gamble on me being captain coach. I was captain coaching somewhere else. I needed a change. I put in for the job, but the club didn't know me. The association didn't know me. I was far from the best cricketer going around, but the club took a chance. So basically, I came in. The club was mediocre at that stage, so I brought in, some new rules, some structure, a little bit of discipline, and I got buy-in from those guys. So, we went through the season, we got to know each other, it took a few games, we started winning games. And then at the end of that season, we got the greatest prize. We won the flag, so that was fantastic. So to be able to come into the club, and they took a risk on me, to be able to repay the club back with the flag was great. So we scooped forward a few years, and maybe a few more years. Danny, who will speak later on, was captain, and we were quite successful under Dan. And then we sort of went on a little bit of a downward spiral as a club. Last year, in my opinion, was probably where we hit rock bottom. And for anyone who was around when we were successful, that was a little bit of a kick in the guts. So what do when you hit rock bottom? You have a look and you have a think, you change a few things, and then you take a risk. So we decided to take a risk. It worked last time, and we were hoping it was going to work this time. So for anyone who knows Matt used to play here a few years ago. He was a very good player. We got over here from Laney. He's won 7 First 11 flags, played First 11 cricket for 20 years, but he's never been a captain coach. So putting him on as captain coach is taking a risk. Also, anyone who's played against Matty, especially a few years ago, it's different. You get different feedback from different blokes around the association. So again, that's another risk. But we needed to do something. So, in my opinion, the decision of making Matthew Campbell captain coach of the career club is exactly what we need right now. We've got the new facilities, as Paul Roach said before, we've got new everything. Matt brings exactly what we need. We need someone who will come in and put structures in place, have high standards, be ruthless, and just be tough. Don't get pushed around. Don't let opposition dictate. Push back if we have to push back, but do it respectfully. He's the sort of bloke that is very, very hard, but if you're doing the right thing and you sit down with him, he'll tell you exactly what needs to be done, and his door's always open to absolutely anyone. I think that we're in for a big year. Everyone's on board, and everyone's right behind Matt. I love the guy, been mates for quite a few years now. I love working for him, with him, whatever, and I know everyone's going to back him up. So the first cap is to the captain coach, Matty Campbell. Okay, so I've waffled on a bit, but I have to give out two. So it's probably no surprise to anyone who's known me since I got here that I am in love with this guy, and I've always been in love with this guy. He's always been my love child. From the first day that I came and I was captain coach of the club and we went to an indoor session, there was this, I think he was 17 or maybe 16, 17, and I'm standing at the back of the net and I'm watching this kid bat and I'm just going, who the is this? And I think, Mick, you might have even been there, Mick, and I asked my son. He said, what's his name? He goes, oh yeah, it's Daniel. I said, he's got a bit of ability. Yeah. He's okay. I've seen him grow from being a 17-year-old kid who had ability to someone who is now a leader. He has gone from being a guy that would get 60 or 70 to now getting hundreds. He's made quite a few hundreds in first 11 cricket, which is, like it says, anyone who's made 100 in first 11 cricket is a good cricketer. When you make multiple, you're a very good cricketer. Lucky enough to be at a few of his birthdays and make some speeches at his birthdays. Now he's in the top 2 or 3 best batsmen in the whole competition. And he's the most selfless, doesn't like talking about himself, team person, club person, could go anywhere for $20,000, but stays here for bugger all because he loves this joint, he loves the Cobras, and he loves all of you guys. So this one, Daniel McGann. I'm done, Dipper. Well, 15 minutes?
8 minutes 26.
Alright. Well, I'm pretty happy. So we've got another guy that doesn't mind having a chat, and I'll quickly speak about this guy. I learned more about coaching and managing people from the next guy that's coming up than anyone that I've ever played cricket with, against, whatever. He's an absolute club legend. He's just, look, in my opinion, probably the best coach that the club's ever had. So I'd just like to welcome up Brett Armitage.
after he said hello to me, the first thing he said to me is he introduced me to his lady and said, this is Brett Armitage. A couple of words what he just said. He said, and I'm still #1 coach because he hasn't coached as many years as I have. And he says, that's a great record because you are the leading coach by years. But as you said, I might come back just to knock you off.
I seriously want you to, mate.
I'm not going to talk too long because some of you that know me know that I do tend to ramble on a bit. I think some things change, some things don't. Dipper didn't even say hello to me when I came in. He said, "Did you pay for that shirt?" And I said, yes, Dip. As a matter of fact, I bought a social membership. He said, about bloody time. So some things don't change, some things do. But what playing for Merinda Park Cricket Club meant to me, when I first came here, I think it was 95, 96, before you were born, Matt. What I wanted to bring into the cricket club was what Matt is doing right now. That's discipline, structure, systems, sometimes being a hard ass, and telling people straight. When I came here, Merinda Park had a bit of a reputation of being not very nice, and we weren't together. But what I'm impressed with now, as I was about 6 or 8 games into the first season, was someone saying to me, "Geez, you've done well with that lot there all together." And there is a photograph on your Facebook page. I can't even get up, the technology's past me. But it's a photograph of all the players together in their whites, linking arms, all wearing their Merinda Park cap. And when I was coach here, what we did is we did all wear a cap, and we walked out when we fielded behind the captain in unison, and we came together with our arms linked as one. And that is so important that no matter what grade you're playing, that you look at each other as one, not just 11. So what I've seen on Facebook and what I see here tonight is a real vibe. I won't ramble on about that vibe because it's good to have it here, but on Saturday you've got to take that enthusiasm out there on the field and believe in each other. And there's one thing that I look at in my own time at Merinda Park. I was proud to wear the red cap and play with the blokes that I played with. And the other important thing is that you've all got talent, you've all got ability, and you've all got the capability. The difference is that all that talent, capability, cricket that you can play means nothing without having self-belief. You have to believe in yourself. When you go out there, be you, not somebody else. Play the way you play. Matt and Dennis have picked you in the ones and twos and so forth because that's the player they want, not somebody else. So be you. As I said, strength, courage means nothing. Well, talent means nothing without strength, courage, and most importantly, self-belief. So if you believe it, you can do it. If you see it in your mind, you can do it. If you doubt yourself, if you worry about edging it, if you worry about bowling wide, you will. Just believe in yourselves. That'll do me, thank you. And yes, Skip's twin I am at the age of wearing glasses. My cap is to a good batsman on hearing. He made a ton recently. Bevan, and he's pronounce it Cornell. Grab your cap.
Just wanted to say well done to Maddie and the committee for organising this tonight because I think it's really important that we present these caps to new people. but also people that have been in the club for a while. I think it's a great idea, really good initiative. We tried it a few times, generally on the ground before a game. Introduce someone and say, here's your captain, you're in part. As you can see here, I'm going to take you back in a little bit of history. I've been here since 1992. The club's now 40 years old, so I guess they're on the first 7 or 8 years. But this is my cap that I was presented by the president then and the vice president, who was Dougie, and Brian Cook was the president. So I've still got this cap. It means a lot to me. It's a bit worn out. There's quite a few guys that played that now retired that we swore to keep wearing these caps until they fell apart. We had a bit of tape on them, and I haven't worn this one for a little while in the game, but it does mean a hell of a lot to me. So tonight, take pride in the cap that you get presented, and we're issues of the club. So just going back to 92, 93, I came here. The club had, as captain coach, the club had 2 sides. We went straight to 4 sides when I came here. So it's a little bit of history and background about me and the club. A lot of you guys know me, but there's quite a few new guys that don't. And we actually won the B grade grand final, and we went straight up to A grade, and the following year we went into the A grade grand final. We had them on toast, 4 for 20 or 30, could have been anything, and then one of our guys went bananas and I just sent him off the ground, and one of the BA's best mates, Millsy, he wanted the chicken wing the umpire, couldn't get the call behind, and it just all went downhill from there. So there was no control, couldn't control him, I just kicked him off the ground, said that's it, we'll go with 10. Unfortunately we lost that, but we were well respected, we played hard, but other clubs hated us, they just hated us. I came from Ferntree Gully League, big, fast, angry bowler in people's faces, so when I bowled a ball I was probably this far from down his faces. That's how we were taught in Ferntree Gully. It was really tough, hard cricket. Came here, it was country cricket, and it was so hard for people to like you, to get to know you, and off the ground, we always had a beer after the game with everyone. Quite often didn't leave club rooms till midnight and come back to our club rooms. But it took a couple of years for us to work out, before BA got here, that we had a lot of guys come from DDCA as well, so there was about 30 new blokes, 35 new blokes all together. We had a really good side and really good cricketers, but we just couldn't get it together and win these grand finals. Eventually we got to 2001 and 2002 in A grade and finally won that A grade flag. So that's equivalent to premium now. So it took us 9 years, but we got there and it was the happiest day of my life. So a lot of these caps here can certainly turn into these pretty quickly. First year here we won one straight away. We actually had 4 sides in the finals, I think, and 3 in the grand, and two flags. I can't remember all these things. I'm pretty hopeless, but just for you guys, this year we've got a lot of new players, a lot of talent, and we've got depth all the way through the club. So if you work hard, train hard, do what the coaches ask you to do, you need help, yell out and ask, we can go a hell of a long way this year. I can really feel it, that we have these cycles, it's a bit like interest rates. They go around, we have an influx of players, we do really well, but we've got to keep everyone together and just work, be committed together to go a long way. All right, so it gives me great pleasure to present these 2 caps tonight to a couple of opening bowlers, I believe. So the first one is Rana.
Yeah, I think a hat trick in his first night. He's your buddy.
All the best for the year.
Danny, do I bow now? Thanks, Matty, for the opportunity to come down and have a chat tonight. As former first 11 captain, stood up on a few Thursday nights and on selection nights and had to read out the sides, and I can't understand the room as full of what it is. So credit goes to you and the committee and all the coaches and the people, everybody that's involved to have this attendance tonight. So hopefully continue it throughout the year. just to, keep everybody together. So Paddy asked me to speak, about captaining the first 11 and playing first 11 and what it means and playing at Merinda Park. I had the privilege of playing under Twig for a few years, and thought we worked things out pretty well between us on and off the ground. We had a good bunch of blokes, and the key indicator there was to keep everybody together, like especially that first 11 is just to kind of bond and keep everybody together and be all one and do those little 1%ers on the ground that that nobody really takes much notice of, but they're the key indicators to winning games. So played for Merinda Park was a privilege. Had some really good times down here. Still do as a past player. Still really enjoy coming down. Being a wife, still enjoy coming down, catching up with people. So get involved in the club, get involved in the social side of things. You won't be disappointed. What it means to play first 11 cricket, I think it's a little bit more than just playing first 11 cricket. As first 11 cricketers, everybody who's from the seconds down to the fifths looks up to first 11 cricketers. How they go about things, how they set standards. Matty set a standard as a coach to his first 11. So then the first 11 need to go with Matty, and then it snowballs down the chain all the way down. So if you can do that, put the right steps in place at the moment, Matty, Danners, and all of you guys that have come down. And most of all, enjoy your cricket. Really enjoy your cricket. Good times, bad times, stick together. That's the hardest part about it. When things start going bad, when you get 60, 70 overs and you're still out in the field that's 38 degrees, that's when true cricketers come through. That's when true leaders come through. And that shows that the people who want to be there and want us, to be what Matty's, trying to work on his cause at the moment. So stick fat and enjoy your cricket. So I'll head short and sharp. So I've got a couple of caps here. Ramesh. And Gary. Good luck for the season to the entire club, players, and also people doing all the hard work behind the scenes, people who aren't playing cricket. You know, I have some little premiers on the back of this cap, I reckon, Matty. And good luck and enjoy.
Good on you, Dan.
Doug Marshall.
Thanks, Matty. Lovely to be here tonight and to speak to all you guys. What a great roll-up. I've been asked to speak a bit about my experience at the club. I started in 1984 with Ken, sitting at home one day, and Ken rings up and says, I'm Ken's brother-in-law, by the way, married his sister Denise, and says, you want to go to cricket? I'd left school at 16, I was 32, this was 1984. Hadn't played cricket for 16 years. Cut a long story short, I spent 26 years playing cricket in Merinda Park. I think Ken saw me as an administrator because I ended up 11 years as treasurer, 6 years as president. But I loved every minute of it. And the celebrations, the after the games, the premierships, and off the top of my head, we had 20 odd, 19 premierships at this club. The celebrations, the camaraderie, the people you meet. There's so many people around here that you would never meet if you weren't at a cricket club. Cricket is a great game, but the social side of it has also got a lot to do with it. Feeling part of a community, part of that friendship, celebrating. Someone's made a 50, someone's made 100, someone got 1 wicket, 2 wickets, whatever. I'll just go back a little bit. Going back to 1984, we had one ground then. It was a Lyndhurst Secondary College, and we didn't have any rooms. The guy, Paul, had cut a hole in his fence because he lived next to the ground. We used to go into his shed, have a few beers. So in 1984, we rolled along for several years. We won a couple of flags. There were 4 big things I reckon happened in the history of the club. The first one was recruiting Marty Donaldson. Marty brought in, as you said, the discipline. We went on, had a fantastic few years there, won 2 flags, B and C in the first year he was there. Brought the discipline, brought some players, turned the club around. We had a bit of a lull, and we then got Brett Armitage and Brett, who spoke earlier. We had so many heartbreaks. Got to grand finals, played really well, just didn't quite get over the line. But Brett was disciplined, he set targets, a lot of what he said earlier, absolutely spot on. Brought some professionalism, but we didn't quite get there. We had Bill Hodgson came with another fresh set of ideas. We finally won that A-grade flag that Marty spoke about. Then we went back into a lull again, and as Marty said, it's like interest rates, there are ups and downs with clubs. And I'm calling it one of bloody flags. They could have stayed down a bit longer. And then along came, I got invited to present the coach tonight. And I sat there and listened to this guy, his name's Jamie Smith. And I thought, this guy's a gun. This guy's got it. Every word he spoke, he had everyone enthralled that night. And I'm so pleased he went on and won the premiership. And he said earlier, as an ordinary player, Jamie won the player of the finals in that year they won the premiership. Some ordinary player. So that's the 4, and I reckon Matt Campbell's going to be the 5th. This is our time to ride again. So the activity I've seen, the sponsorships, the things being done in the background, the media, Paul Roach, I've never seen so many posts put up. Every day I'm reading stuff about the club. It's fantastic. We had a little bit of media back in the day. But just a little thing that people might remember. We had the Cobra News. This is from 1997. And it's actually, it's even got a message from the coach, Brett Armitage. My intention is blah, 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 yeah. He's going to do this and that, and he did it. So we had the old Cobra News in, we had to radio that off on the old photocopiers and distributed it, copy. Now you got Facebook, it's fantastic. So Paul Roach and everyone doing all that stuff. Well done. It's just great to see, communicating with all the club, and to see this many people there tonight, absolutely wrapped. Well done to all the social guys and that too, that keep the functions going. Ash and Nathan, everyone involved in that. Loved it. I see it from afar because I run a motel down at Romana and I don't get back there much. Plus I'm 71, so I'm a bit past cricket. I tell you, I'd love to still be playing. I played my last game in 58. And the only reason I'm not playing, I've done my shoulder, trying to run a bloke out, trying to be a hero, left-handed throw, ripped the super Granada's tendon off the bone. Otherwise I'd still be playing, but I'd be in front of Jared.
You're still a bloody good golfer though.
I can still play golf. Thanks, Jamie. Anyway, thanks for listening. And just in finishing, it was said by a couple of speakers, the ones really, they show the way. And I really want to see the first 11 stand up. I reckon the groundwork done and Jamie's leadership is good as well.
Yeah, it was.
And Matty this year is going to be fantastic for the club. But I want to really see the first 11 showing the way because, as has been said earlier, everyone looks up to the first 11. So let's go hard. My presentation for the cap is Jude Johnston.
Colin, my two, Dad.
Oh, no.
We'll just quickly finish off the one side. So I'll read them out in order. So we got Matthew Campbell, myself, Daniel McKelman, Bevan, Ramesh, Gary, Ravine, Campbell Brian, Tyson Bertrand, Liam Bertrand, Jude Johnson, and Rana.
That's your I'm rocking up the race next year. I notice, I haven't been doing here, but quite a few, one of our sponsors,
Listen up, come on.
Your Health and Fitness, and Jamie mentioned the say a word more.
So, I forgot earlier, we've been, during the pre-season, we've been lucky enough to have some fitness sessions on Wednesday nights at Your Health and Fitness. And we just want to acknowledge Kim for everything that she's done for us. And they've just opened a new branch in Pearcedale. So we're going to continue to get behind Your Health and Fitness and go there and do our rehab and everything that we need to do. But Kim, you've been amazing, so thank you.
Yeah, thanks very much for your attendance tonight. At this stage, it's a great start, and hopefully on Saturday we can get some play in, and we'll bring home some wins to start the season off. Now, we do have a raffle award. Two prizes, two meat Baby tray and meat tray. First. Meat tray first.
Come on, the beauty, then. You're up from it.
The number.
We have purple. Red drop. D. Virgin for sure. Purple 97. D 97.
Yes!
That was a meat tray, wasn't it?
How did you do that? Come to draw the next one.
It's a green ticket on this one is, it looks red. Yeah, it's red. Red D25.
Yeah!
Doesn't even drink big.
Okay, we're going to get karaoke night, Saturday night, after the speeches. Everybody back here after the game. Thank you very much.